Episode of Tailgate 956, a sports show that covers sports across the valley and the Lone Star State. Now, what an episode that we have today, a chock full episode, don't Freddie?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Like
Oh,
always.
Oh, man. Now, before we begin today's episode, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Find Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville, Texas.
Yes, sir.
My brother, this weekend.
Oh, jam-packed. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, so much gut punches.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Starting with our fight.
Oh, speaking of the fight, hey, you caught the fights, huh?
Yes,
That was good. And pretty much the champ pulled through.
Champ Canelo,
Yeah.
he proved it again. He's why he's the champ.
Yeah, indeed. Although Berlanga, he did, withstood.
Yes, he did.
Withstood the hits.
I mean, when I saw that punch that he took on the third round that took him down, I was like, "Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, maybe he's gonna get knocked out."
Yeah.
But you know what? He just kept on coming. He kept on coming, and what's not surprising is that Canelo was able to take his punches, even though he got a good amount in there. He got him good, but it was not that surprising that Canelo was able to withstand his punches.
No,
but what I was surprised was that he was able to withstand Canelo's because he took a bunch of them.
Oh yeah,
he did quite a few.
He did. He quartered them and he whittled him down. Whittled him down like, and that's pretty much what we said too. It didn't matter like the size of like the opponent he was, because it wasn't the first tall fighter that he's faced before.
Correct.
He managed.
Well, I mean, almost every fighter.
Every fighter.
Because every fighter has an advantage on him because he's pretty short.
Oh, so of course.
Unfortunately, he has that disadvantage on a constant basis.
Yeah.
But although that advantage went out the window, I mean, of course, the arm length, the arm span, all that went out. But of course, that's why he's the champ, right?
No, definitely. And the amount of hitting power he has, he knocked that, because Berlanga was a wall of muscle. So
yeah.
And earlier in that, and in those fights, Bar Plant, he fought and he had faced Canelo. That's the same fighter that Canelo broke his face. You don't recall?
Yeah.
So when I seen him, I just remember. It flashed back. I was like, "Whoa!" I remember that fight because, honestly, even Canelo said, I felt his face break when my fist impacted.
Oh man!
Yeah, and I'm all like, imagine that. Imagine that. A hand, a fist, padded, gloved,
and he's
having that much of an impact on the person's face and breaking it. So and that's right, and that was during that fight. It was like one more fight before Canelo's fight. So when Canelo came out, that kept recurring. Man, I'm like, man, is he gonna do the same thing to him?
Well, I mean, I am surprised because the one that knocked him down, if you recall, it was his left hand.
Yeah.
He's a right.
Yeah.
He's a righty. Yeah. So, I mean, his left hook was the one that got him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That's the one that brought him down. So, I mean, if he would have had an opening, maybe could have happened the same on the right hand. But you know what? It was later on that I really did see him connect more with the right hand.
Yeah.
He was connecting a lot more with the left hand by surprise, a little bit more in the earlier rounds. Yeah, later on.
Yeah.
But they were both a little bit more tired. But even then, he had more energy, and I felt that Canelo, that's what helped him out a lot too. Is that he had a lot of energy to go ahead and continue and keep on punching, man.
Yeah, definitely, because they went the distance all 12 rounds. But
yeah, they did.
Despite some of the rounds where Berlanga did it put a little bit more force, Canelo dominated each round.
Yeah, no, he
dominated each round, and even at that, Berlanga even resorted to dirty boxing.
Well, I will say, no, I did give, and if I don't remember, they didn't give it to him because he won by, but I think it was the second round that Berlanga kind of took a little bit more punches to Canelo. I think it was the second round that kind of surprised me, but it kind of was looking now that as the fight progressed, that Canelo was trying to wear him out. a little bit so he can get tired.
Yeah.
You know, because he was able to withstand his punches.
We whittled him down.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But I will say that I did give it to him in the sense that he did throw more punches to him and connected more punches on, I think, the second round. But that was the only one that I really give him any because the other ones, even though they both did throw good punches at certain rounds, Canelo threw more and they connected more.
The total punches landed on like body line were 201.
Imagine that
201 body shots that landed on Berlanga. So imagine how many more that missed.
Yeah.
Total jabs 68. So like it's like we said, he was working on his body to will him down and just.
You saw him connect that hook on the ribs.
Yeah, and for the power punches, he threw 133.
Yeah,
that landed. Oh man, talk about taking a beating.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, props to Berlanga either way. For staying the whole 12 rounds.
Yeah, because Berlanga like connecting with Canelo like body hits, he only had 119, and the jabs that he threw were 54 because Canelo wasn't letting them at all.
Yeah,
and power punches 65. Like I said, he Canelo just beat the brakes off him.
No, experience was the one that I feel
that prevailed in this fight. Yeah,
I will say, experience did have a lot to do with it, I believe. But nonetheless, I mean, it was a good fight. He went the 12 rounds, and none of them stayed still. They both went at it, so that was good.
And the thing was that they both phenomenal fighters, but I honestly thought it was gonna be at the 11th round was gonna be the round to define it because that was one of the most like between the both exchanges between them both was one of the most explosive. Yeah. One of the most explosive ones was in the 11th round.
I called it. I thought it would have been earlier, if anything. Either one of them, whichever one it was, if it was a surprise by Berlanga or Canelo, either one. I honestly thought, like, you know what, this is gonna end in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
When I saw him, like I said, going down, I even thought it was gonna be earlier by Canelo.
Yeah.
After I saw him take him down with that left hook, I really did think that like by the next round or even that one, he was gonna knock him out.
Yeah, yeah. And now that fight's over, we just wait for his next opponent was Bivol. If I said anything correctly. The one who had beat him in May, back in May of 22.
That's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a revenge fight because apparently Bivol needs to win his fight that's scheduled for October 12th. So if he wins, that match is on. That match is on the table. So hopefully, see what happens. Canelo can get his revenge against him.
That's gonna be a good one. I mean, like I said, I really do hope he does win. So that way, that fight, I would love to see that fight again.
Yeah, definitely. But I look forward to the upcoming. Who the next opponent is. I know they asked him right after his whole fight, but he's all like, "Hey man, I'm gonna
let me rest.
let me rest." Like, you see, I just fought 12 rounds against this giant human being.
You want it to be you.
It be you, man.
It be you, man.
But speaking of knocking heads into orbit, the Houston Astros, my brother.
Okay, they continue to be number one.
And they continue to have that problem at pitching.
And they continue.
Like what I mean by the problem that they have is that like it's tortured. They're tortured.
Hey man, they're struggling with pitching and they swept the last set of games.
Yeah, they did. But the games that I wanted them to sweep were against the A's, man. It was a repeat from July. It was a repeat from July.
You can't win them all, I guess. But yeah, I was surprised at that too.
Yeah.
I was very shocked at that.
Yeah.
But I guess you I don't know. I guess you get what you can get.
Yeah.
And that sweep, I mean, that was more of a surprising to sweep than it would have been for them to do with the A's. Surprisingly, they didn't. I don't know why.
The 80th win, the 5,000 franchise win that the Astros got, it should have been at Minute Maid Park. That's just me. But hey, they finally got it. I'm cool with it. I even at that, I felt that if they would have swept them, the Astros would have eliminated the A's from contention. They would. I think if I calculate my wins correctly, it would have been over in Houston. But the White Sox ended up doing the job. which makes me even more mad. I'm like the White Sox, the one that eliminated the A's, but like the Astros like struggled with them. I'm like, why? You know? Well, that's the luck of baseball. That's the beauty of baseball. It happens. It happened.
Well, aren't we full of whys this weekend? There's a lot more than just
why. So
the
Astros. It was a very white weekend.
You know, yeah, the Astros weren't the only ones. Why?
Yeah.
Why gets asked around?
No, that word was said a lot between us. Why?
But you know what? Nonetheless, even though they're having issues, wow, just wow.
Yeah.
Imagine if they get it together.
Yeah.
They get over these, humps. Imagine the team if they get these things ready for the playoffs.
Bro,
wow.
No, they do have it together. It's just that for some reason those little hiccups happen. But you know what was a great sign though? Besides Kikuchi, Jason Hayward, man, that home run he did, and Johnson just bringing it. Oh, it was great. That win, like that win against the A's, that last win, I'm like, good. Please don't get swept by that. That was my only thing. Either they lost that game to him, like, okay, fine, just don't get swept. Just don't get swept. That was my only. Just don't get swept. Even if you win by one run, just don't get swept.
I don't care.
And they dominated 6-3.
And that's like, where was that?
Even though Ryan Presley, I don't know what's with Ryan Presley lately. That it was this game that they got 2 runs on him. Although Fairburn, they had 1 run on him, but by that point, he was tired. He was tired, and he pitched, a phenomenal game. Like it was like straight up 6 innings. Like he didn't let no run. It was only that 1/7 inning that they won, got on him. So they put in Abreu, who finished the rest of that inning, which was great. Yeah. But then Presley came and
he did what he did.
Yeah. But it's all right though. I'm not hating on Presley, although there's been times he has hiccups. But despite that, I felt better after when they faced the A's over there and beat them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, beat them. Yeah.
No, I mean that was, like you said. At least it wasn't a sweep.
No, it wasn't a sweep. No, it wasn't. That was in this case, it was a sweep, but in our favor.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Ron Washington for signing with the Angels, but man, we dodged the bullet. That's that.
When you see things, I mean, you know what? Hey, things happen for a reason.
Yeah, no disrespect. Like he was phenomenal as a Rangers manager, and that's how I was expecting the Angels to be like, this season. But for some reason, something happened in the Ron Washington, epic train that it got derailed. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe
or maybe just he didn't click well with the team.
It could have been because look at Kikuchi.
Yeah. I see him. He's way happier.
And on top of that, Jay, we're happy having him.
Oh yeah. I feel
sheesh.
confident that the Astros are going to win when he pitches.
Man,
each game that he's pitched so far, the Astros have dominated. So continue the streak.
Man, I get excited too when I see him. Like he's a good pitcher. He's great addition and much needed too.
Yeah. And this last game with the Blanco, like I said, the struggling of the pitching. Our boy Blanco's back at regular.
Yeah, that's the old Blanco we love to see.
Yeah. And once again, it's like we were saying, he needed a rest.
Yeah,
he needed a rest.
And that really did confirm it because honestly, there's the Blanco we love to see.
Yeah, exactly. But I can honestly say that the Astros need to pick up momentum, and then they need to keep this momentum of sweeping as they face the Padres tonight.
This is going to be tough.
Because we're already at 81, and I believe, let me see, 81 and 68. 81 and 68, and the Padres are 85 and 65.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so later on today at 8, I don't know what's 8 over there or 9 over here when the game starts. But tonight they face off, and I am looking forward to catching that game.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's going to be a game to watch. I believe a lot of people are going to watch that game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's going to be a great game.
Definitely. Because right now the Padres are, let me see.
They're, as far as I know, I think they're number 1.
They're number 1 in their division, right?
That's for sure. I think
the national.
Let me go ahead and confirm.
No, they're in second place.
Nope, they're in second place. The Dodgers are the ones that are on top. They're leading by three games.
Oof, okay. Well, we need these wins today. We need these wins. Definitely.
Yeah. The only thing is they need those wins too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But we're doing hot, and I'm confident enough that it's going to be a good game. I feel hopefully tonight's going to go in our favor. So yeah.
No. I really do think it's possible, and we need to at least to win the series. I believe it's very doable
Oh no, it is
against the Padres.
it's doable.
They're a good team, but so are the Houston Astros.
Yeah, of course, always,
Always.
brother, always. Yeah, but honestly, the way it's looking good to go to the postseason.
Well, they're ready to go. They're ready. They're cooking, and they're ready to go.
And who I wish they were doing a lot better were the Rangers. I don't know what's going on.
They went from a 4 to a 6 game just deficit to get to second place.
Oof, that's rough.
Now, if they want to go to first, you add 4 more games to that, so that's a total of 10 games behind the Astros.
And we still have less than 15 games left in the regular season.
Because I remember, because that's time we said we had
less than 15 games this season.
Yeah.
That's yikes.
So I mean, that's gonna be cutting it close. That because if you get those, I mean, you're thinking 5 more games. If they lose 5 more games, it's not gonna be able to be done.
Like, because who are the Rangers facing today? Let's see.
The Rangers will be facing nobody today.
Nobody today, right? No.
Yeah, tomorrow they're going to play the Blue Jays. Yeah.
They might win that one. The Blue Jays, they started off the season hot, and they just, like a roller coaster, just went straight down.
What going on?
Yep.
That train derailed too.
That might help between that deficit that they have against the Mariners and the Astros, but it's not looking well. It's not looking well for the Rangers. No, it's not.
They needed to get their act together a long time ago, and I think that they missed that train.
Yeah, they missed that. I think that train's already.
Yeah, it's not completely sailed, but I mean it's very, very close by there.
Close by, yeah.
It's very close. Like it's almost nearly impossible.
Man, the season's almost over, and I wanted to start up again.
All right, let's do this again.
Let's run it again, boy. Let's run it again. But either way, Astros, number 1, 81 wins, 68 losses.
Hey, we still have the postseason, man. Yeah, it's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over to the green, orange alien.
And plus, we still got a long football season to go, apparently. Apparently, too long, it may be. Yeah.
Speaking of wise.
Who, what, when, where, why?
Oh, man. Well, jumping to the gridiron. Shall we start with the Cowboys, mama? How about them Cowboys?
Oh yeah, pues, I don't like ending in bad news.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
We'll get to that segment later on, folks.
How about them Cowboys? I don't know where they went. That defense, what happened? I don't know.
They were
not there. They were not there. Carr really, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, outdid himself. That's one of the reasons why I wanted him.
Yeah,
I think him and the other person that I wanted was that I always told you was Mayfield and Carr.
Yeah,
that everybody criticized so much because they ran them out of their teams. I that's why I said I wanted them, and they're both, guess what, doing successful.
Yeah.
Because they finally have a team. And you know what? I mean, honestly, Carr really, it surprised me the most because he really did a 180 on his team. Completely. He 180 from last season to this season. He really surprised me. He really did. I mean, he just did great. I think he was the nail in the coffin. What's it called? The running back really just pounded us after our defense was just done. But I don't. Although I do blame the defense. I gotta say that not even the defense altogether are they getting paid what Dak is getting paid, $60 million.
No,
and I'll go back to the same thing because he's in a leadership role, and again, he threw 2 picks on an important game. 2 picks when we needed him to play at his best.
Yeah,
the best that he should be playing. We should be playing like a $60 million quarterback, and that did not. He did not play. Dak did not play like that.
No.
As a matter of fact, Carr did the Cowboys a favor and showed Jerry Jones what a $60 million quarterback should look like. He really showed him, okay, this is how a $60 million quarterback should play.
No. And that he did, because me and you were both like, why?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because that's what I knew Carr was capable of. Mayfield just as capable too. He's a good quarterback. So it's not really surprising. I'm just so surprised that the defense did as bad as it did. Even with against Carr, even with all that stuff, I mean the defense completely disappeared. But like I said, I will always put more fault at the quarterback because, and I do it at Dak too because constantly, and this is the thing that I always said, and I've said it, I'm sure more times before. It's Dak is always doing good, and he plays good, supposedly, when the defense is playing great. When the defense has the game won or has it under control, Dak plays good. When the defense doesn't, when we need the offense and him, more important, to provide the ammunition, provide the momentum, provide those scoring, he can never do it when the ball is on the line. He can never be the spark to ignite our defense to, hey, let's get it together, let's get the momentum, and then crush them when they need to do. It always has to be the defense igniting Dak, never the offense or Dak igniting the defense.
Yeah, and you have a point because that opening drive from the Saints, it set the setting, the tone of how this game was going to be, and it wasn't a good tone.
It was very loud. It was very loud, and that's something that that dropped the momentum in the defense. Now, you as a quarterback, you see that.
Yeah.
You need to get your
butt together. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You need to get it together, and you as a leader, a $60 million leader, need to get it together. And you want to win a Super Bowl. You want to bring a Super Bowl to a Lombardi Trophy to Dallas, like that. Sorry, my friend, you're just doing the same thing again and again.
Yeah. And according here, like Dak only had 27 completions for 293 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and he got sacked 3 times.
As a matter of fact, he did better in yardage than Carr, because Carr only did 243.
Yeah, he only did 443.
And Dak actually threw for 293. Carr had 2 TDs, 1 interception, but guess what? Dak had 1 TD and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like I said, again, we go with that same thing. There was a point at the game in the third quarter that it was like, okay, it's not going to be easy, but it's a time to turn it around. You can still do it in the third quarter. You still have time. You can do this. Our defense came up big. They caught an interception, and guess what Dak did on the next play?
No, he's like, "Oh, this belongs to you."
Oh yeah, let me give it right back. I'm sorry, we took the toy away from you.
Sorry, now here you go, guys.
Here you go back.
Yeah.
Like this, and that's a constant offense.
Yeah,
that's the offense that I saw last year. It doesn't surprise me. That's the same offense I saw last year continuing to this year. What excited me about Browns, and I said that last show too, on our last tailgate show, that the offense looked the same. The defense was the one that looked better. Honestly, seeing them play against Saints really crushed me. It did crush me. It really crushed my vision of what we have. I do believe I did believe, I still do, that we have a great defense. But how good of a defense do we have? That is a good question. I do believe that right now it's too early to tell. The Saints are, I think it's one of the teams that is coming up as a good team this year, and nobody knows how good they are. Like, for example, the Bills, Bengals, we know how good of a team they can be. How were they last year? they weren't that good.
Good, no.
Sorry, excuse me.
Mm.
They didn't have a good season last year, but now that they're playing, we know at the type of level that they can play.
Yeah.
We know at what level they can go ahead and play. So that doesn't surprise us. But since the Saints are barely coming out of a rut that's been constant for years, I think that's the thing. We don't know at what level are they performing.
Yeah.
So it's too early for me to tell, or anybody to really say, you know what, the Cowboys they're not that good, or their defense is not that good, because we don't have anything to compare them with right now.
Yeah.
They've been doing good for them. The Saints, I hope they do continue to be a successful team. But continue. I mean, the Saints are a great team. Don't get me wrong, Carr, everybody, but we don't know how far of a team they are. I think once they do play someone else, or at least a couple of more games, I think depending on who they play next, it might be next week. Because like for us, for me, I do believe that next week will really put a better set of ranking, and not just predicting what kind of rank the Cowboys are against the Ravens. I do believe, even though the Ravens are 0-2, we know what kind of a team they have been, and they've been playing good. They played the Chiefs. That was a close game.
Which I still say they won, but that's
And then the Raiders game was a close game too. I was shocked that they played the Ravens. Correct? Yeah, it was the Ravens. The Raiders. Sorry, the Ravens. The Ravens played the Raiders.
Yeah, well, you were correct.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but because we were confusing it with the Vikings earlier, we're like, oh, okay, well. Purple. The purple.
There's more colored people. There's more colored.
But there was a close game nonetheless. That one did shock me.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody already knows how good the Ravens are. So I think that's what's really gonna put a better ranking on how our season will go, how good we are doing, or where we're headed. A better ranking. For them, I still don't. I really wouldn't know if, honestly, maybe next game will really be able to put things in perspective. I think if they do play a really good, strong team, and if they do really play a good, strong team, I do believe that would really put a better ranking on them, whether they lose or win.
Yeah, I feel that they'll probably win, but at the same time, like, once again, as I said, and I've been reading a lot of articles and been hearing a lot of news on the Cowboys that, they're dominant during the regular season, but when it matters, the playoffs, it's always the same story. Which at the same time, like, really takes the flavor out of the way they play in the regular season. Which I feel is totally unfair, because, like, honestly, they do great, and at times they, like, certain seasons, they go to the second round, but it's.
I mean, it's because it's like, we have our eyes set on us, and everybody said it, but they don't want to say the Dallas Cowboys. They don't say the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Who have they been talking about more than anybody?
Dak.
About his $60 million, and does he deserve it? Does he not? Okay, everybody said it, but without saying it, they say it because of Dak. And what is that I'm talking about? Is that because Dak is with the Cowboys, apparently, it's always seen as like he's not good enough because of how he plays. If he would be with another team, everybody says that other people would see him as a higher ranked quarterback. Because he's with the Cowboys, they don't, because we have higher expectations.
Yeah.
So without saying that, you say it without having to say it, that the Cowboys are expected at a higher level. They're always expected to do better than everybody. Because to be honest, the 49ers lost this weekend. I don't hear anything. I mean, like the Cowboys won last weekend. Silent. The Cowboys lost this weekend. I had nothing but like Cowboys lose. Nothing but Cowboys lose.
What about those Cowboys?
Exactly. Like all the haters came out of the caves. Ya salieron de sus little hose.
Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna get ready for next Sunday.
Yeah, but then next Sunday it's gonna go ahead and show them. You know what? It's on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did really, it really did tear me down to see our defense that broken
Mhm.
for that game. In all honesty, but you know what? It's the second week. This happened last year too.
Yeah.
Our defense did great, and they finished great last year. And at the beginning of the season, they were actually at a losing streak.
Mhm.
You know, they were actually doing really bad. So
Yeah.
I mean, you never know where the season ends. I
Yeah.
mean, like even last year, we started off bad. We did the same thing, and we ended up 12-5.
Yeah.
So you never know. You never know. At least regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, once we get to the postseason, let's take it. Let's take it day by day.
Yeah.
Let's take it day by day.
Yeah, because like our offense, like Rico Dowell, yeah, like for 30 yards, you know, for 7 carries or whatnot, like he did the most when they came to our running back. Ezekiel Elliott, they didn't use him at all.
Yeah.
Only like 16 yards that he gained.
In all honesty, yeah. Like, or actually, the running game was the only thing that they beat us in.
Yeah, and Brandon Cooks, he lost 3 yards. And like, how does that happen? He went backwards. Oh, that was disappointing. CeeDee Lamb was the one who was going into work with 4 receptions and 90 yards, which led to one of our touchdowns, which is great.
Yeah, correct. You just got like beat by 6 yards on the most by Shahid. Sorry.
And Shoemaker, the one who was taking the place of Jake Ferguson because he got injured, as we were saying in our sound bites. By the way, follow us on TikTok, Tailgate 956.
Oh yeah.
Shoemaker had like 6 receptions and 43 yards, but still like even if Ferguson wasn't hurt and Shoemaker was like, I think it would have been the same results. The Saints had our number. And you know, hey, with Dak Prescott and Jalen Tolbert, they both had fumbles. You.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that with the Cowboys, he had 2 interceptions, and then, like I said, that's not what you do when you're down.
No,
that's the first thing you. And then a lot of people will say, and this is what a good thing you reminded me actually about that, the penetration that went through the line. Okay, yeah, I saw 4 times penetration.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 4 times, 2 of them didn't matter because they were still successful.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them were right in front of Dak, and he chose to pursue them. Actually, they didn't cost us, but they were not any positive. They were negative or positive.
Yeah.
He actually just got a little bit or up to the line. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna accomplish when he sees somebody going up to him. Just throw the ball away. I mean, he stayed with that ball too long either way. Like when you see him coming in front, he thinks he can take them and he tries to escape and he didn't.
No.
Out of those 4 escapes,
that.
only one of them was successful.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I like Zeke. Mm-hmm. And this is why I like, because Zeke is his backup, and he like I feel like he knows Dak and plays really well with him, because a lot of his throws, like his bubbles, he does it after he's blocking. When he sees that he reads that Dak is gonna be under pressure, mm-hmm. he goes out in a bubble so he can catch an outside bubble route, and that's what he did. He saw that he was in trouble, pulled out, and what Dak was able to throw the ball, just pitch it to Zeke, and got really good amount of yards for that, because that was going to be negative yards, and it was on a 3rd down nonetheless.
Zeke came to.
I think that's what I like about Zeke is that his intelligence, his, I guess you would say, veteranship in one way, that how he reads stuff and how he's there.
His football IQ,
exactly, because
to relate to fighter terms.
He's a great blocker. I love it when he's there, and he's a shotgun. When I know Zeke is there, I feel Zeke is more protected because he's the backup, and he does really good.
And he's amazing when it comes to that yard charge game that
Oh
he's
yeah.
going for.
Oh, even in the first game, I got all excited because in the red zone we actually scored a running touchdown.
Yeah.
Something we could not do last year.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, oh, we needed him.
Yeah, and that's what I feel. That's what I like. Let's not forget, people. Yes, we know Zeke is not an elite running back anymore, or at least whatever. If you didn't ever think so, he is a down quarterback, which is close, red zone, short yardage. I feel confident in him when they pass him the ball and we need 1 or 2 yards.
You honestly, yeah, like he's not that like prime, but like I still feel that he does his job well enough.
No, yeah, he
still gains those yards. It's just this game that I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Both offense and defense, like the Cowboys, just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they look like no one was out in the field.
No.
And that defense and offense, if it wasn't for Aubrey, honestly, our offense would be disappeared too because we only got one touchdown. All the other points were all his
Brandon
kicks.
Aubrey, yeah.
At least when he came on the field, I knew we were gonna get points.
Yeah, the Cowboys were playing like the Panthers. Too soon.
I don't know about that.
Too soon, guys.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the Panthers.
That joke. No. If it's that thing, we will never lose.
No. But we play them. I think we play them.
That's
I don't know if we're there yet. I'm not counting
I believe in the team, all right? I believe in the team.
Yeah, I haven't lost that much hope yet. I mean, a little hope went out the window, a little tear.
Yeah, for the record, that game, yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, it did.
But at the same time, I wasn't surprised by the way Carr had played last season with that team, and like the way is what they did off season.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I am shocked because of how they played last season.
Yeah,
that's the thing. What's not surprising is the one that beat us, which was Carr, because I do believe Carr is a great quarterback, and not only that, it was his first year last year, and we both, like we discussed.
Yeah,
we knew that they were gonna come back this year.
Yeah, deadly. There would be a deadly team. We both said that.
What surprised and shocked me the most is that it's almost the same team, if not the same team, as last year. So that's the surprising part. But Carr really, like, honestly, I knew he could do that. I know he's capable of that, and I know that he's a great quarterback. So that what he did, honestly, it was surprising to a certain extent, but as at the same time, it was just surprising to me because he was able to do it with our defense. Because I thought more of our defense. That's why I thought our defense was a lot better than that. But nonetheless, I do believe that he's capable of what he did.
They were even talking about the defense even before, like the pregame. Oh, the Dallas defense now, they're shaping up to be even a better team with a new defensive coordinator and all the whole show. That Michael, he's ready. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna tackle Gary.
For reference, and this is, I mean, yeah, a win's a win and a loss is a loss. But there was two big nasty plays by the Saints that I didn't appreciate. I mean, either way, that wouldn't have got. There was a face mask.
Yep.
And there was an offensive chop on the defense right in daylight, open field, and nobody saw that.
No.
I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
It's like, what? And the third of all, they did double team Parsons. But a lot of the times, if you check and replay, don't take my word for it. Don't just think because he's a Cowboy fan, that's why. No. Look back at the tape. He was getting hold on in almost every single play.
Yep, he was.
Not only was he double covered, he was getting holded on. So yeah, and don't take my word for it. Don't like, you know what?
The highlights are right there.
The highlights
are right there. Yeah.
Go see it, and you know what? Then we'll see who's more of a fan than realistic. Because I'm being realistic. A loss. I understand you guys did good, but I will say Parsons was being hold. Yeah, he got hold on a lot, almost every down. if not double team.
Yeah, it was kind of like a repeat from last year. The same thing again.
And not a single holding call all game long until the fourth quarter. Until the fourth quarter.
They started like, oh, something's weird. Oh, wait, they're holding them?
Yeah. But you know what? One thing that I appreciate from Parsons is that when people start talking about his coach, he's like, no, it's not on him. It's on us. Me.
Yeah.
Me. It's on me.
He takes the blame.
That's what makes a leader, and that's what I like about him. His contract, I mean, is almost it's this year.
Up,
yeah. And he says, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be a Cowboy. I don't care. That we'll take care of that issue later
when that comes. Yeah,
and that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, okay, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he's holding up for last minute to get his contract, which we all know. I don't care if he has the last $20 million. I don't care the last 30. I don't care. We better give it to
Parsons. No, you better resign him.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, definitely. And I don't doubt it. But like, what's it called? I mean, this guy is. Wow. I mean, nonetheless, and I don't think he had a bad game. I just think he didn't have that opportunity, and that opportunity was taken away from him.
Yeah.
And on top of everything, what I love about Parsons is that he did not complain.
No, he didn't.
He's not a complainer.
No.
How many times did he go on record? And because he's happened before. It's not last season. Every time he had a bad game or he didn't have any what's it called, rushes, or like for quarterback attempts, like on sacks or anything.
Yeah.
There was always holding on him.
Yeah, there always was.
And he never complains. He never says, "Hey, they were holding me all game long." The refs. He doesn't complain.
No.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't, and that's. I mean, wow. I mean, honestly, he's a better person than I am, because I will complain for you. I am.
That's why we're here, folks.
That's why we're here. Because just like I'm realistic about the Cowboys and how they play like crap, I will say the truth, and it was the truth. You can see it. It's there on camera.
Yeah.
Unless you're a real blind eye Saints fan, you will say there was some call. There was some calls. Yeah, that's not true. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but don't turn a blind eye.
No.
You know what I mean? It is there on camera. But no. Nonetheless, that's what I appreciate about the Cowboys, and I still am looking forward to it. Like I said, I think this next Sunday, I am more than anything looking forward to it. Not as a having fun game, like seeing the Cowboys play, but to really actually finally see their ranking.
Yeah.
To show how is it that they're playing. Saints are upcoming. We don't know how far they're gonna go. I don't know what teams they're gonna beat. I don't know who they're gonna beat. Like I said, they're an upcoming team that we don't know how the force that they're working with.
And even at that, despite that, it could also switch up like the way it did with the Eagles. I mean, it's whether they start off the season great and then. Like last season, and then out of nowhere towards the end of the season, they were just complete garbage. So,
well, I mean, that could always happen. That some of the teams that start off strong end up playing like they lose by half the season. Yeah. They lose their mojo or whatever,
their momentum or whatnot.
Everything, and you know what? It's funny that you say that because the Saints are playing the Eagles next weekend.
Well, there you go.
No, this coming.
The winning streak probably continues. Go Saints.
One of them's gonna lose. One of the winning streaks is gonna end. One of them, either the Eagles or the Saints.
Yeah.
And by the way they played, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Saints, they should win. But I was wrong against the Browns. I was wrong against the Saints. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's going on. But then again, like I said, it's early in the season.
I was right about the Browns. I was wrong about the Saints.
Yeah.
I honestly thought we were gonna win them. Probably win it by.
Everybody did.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna win it by but barely scraped by that win. But
no, I honestly thought the score was correct.
Here's the week 3.
The opposite way. Yeah. I really thought it was gonna be that score, but the opposite, considering how they played last year. But when you got a good quarterback like that, anything is possible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. No matter what, when you have a quarterback that's elite, that's good, anything is possible.
Definitely, I agree. But on to the other Texas team,
the winning one.
the Houston Texans.
I mean,
what a game yesterday, man!
Yeah, what a game! It was nail biting, game, man. I think. Well, it wasn't decided all the way to the end.
Yeah,
honestly, at the end, it was decided by the
defense and the kicker, pretty much.
Well, the kicker, I think the kicker and no. Well, it was decided because of the third down, and then your kicker kind of like just nailed the coffin either way. Yeah, because he killed the rest of the time and everything. So they did. I mean, it was good. Stroud's throw to Collins was there was a throw that was amazing while he was running. The one that you showed me. Yeah. That one. I saw it while it was happening.
Oh, when he was under pressure? Yeah.
That throw to Collins. Yeah. Under pressure, throwing on the side, on the run. Yeah. And man, that was a bullet and that was accurate.
That was beautiful. That was for 33 completions out of 36, 260 yards. You know, he was sacked 3 times, but still 1 touchdown, but no interception.
No interception. And you see, that's the kind of stuff that shows that leadership in a close game like this. An interception could have done a lot of damage. Yeah, it could have changed the momentum. It could have changed a lot of stuff. And he took care of the ball. Unfortunately, Caleb Williams, he played really well too. But, but look what he had. 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions. He had 2 interceptions there. And very costly, as I can see, because it was a close game.
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. That even despite, like, one of their top, Joe Mixon, like, he ended up getting hurt close to, what was it, the end of the third? Yeah, the end of the third quarter.
Third quarter?
Yeah, it was the end of the third quarter with that hit drop tackle.
Yeah.
Which now I understand completely. I'm like, why did he drop with the tackle? And now I see why. Now I see why. Yeah. Hopefully it's just like a slight sprain that, is one of those weekly to see how he is by the time the next game pulls through against the Vikings. But hopefully it's nothing bad that he's got to be out for, any like operation or whatnot, which I doubt because he came back in.
He did.
He came back in the fourth quarter.
Right now, they have him against the Vikings.
Okay, well, that's great. So
against questionable and the ankle.
Oh,
they have him questionable. Now that's not good nor bad. I mean, they still, like you said, if they put him back in the game, he could play. Yeah, and I feel like they're gonna need Mixon, especially him, to play against the Vikings. They're coming off of a strong win against the 49ers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this game is also gonna decide a lot big amount for the Texans this week.
No, they withstood the Chicago defense, which I knew that was gonna be problematic, and it was shown. It was shown definitely by the way C.J. Stroud, he still managed to perform and get, even though it was 1 touchdown, and Fairbairn like pretty much did the job for us, but we did get some yardage down. But I feel confident enough that this.
But to be quite honest with you, I kind of expected the 2 wins from Houston. I mean, we were wrong about Dallas, but for Houston, we did kind of say that we expected the win against the Bears. And who did they play the first game?
Oh, the Colts.
Although that was a close game too, though.
Yeah, that was a nail biter. Yeah,
that was a nail biter. But I did expect them to beat them by a lot. But since they play them all the time, since they're in their division, within the division, they always know the weaknesses, positives, and that's what makes it more difficult. Yeah. Even though for example, Dallas in previous divisions, I don't know about this season, but Washington and or New York have been at the lowest. But when they play against us, they play good or they play well because they know us already. Yeah. Because unfortunately we play them every year, twice a year. They're one of we in our division, and each one of their own divisions. Yeah. I think knows the ins and outs better than any other team of the team that they play. Yeah. Again, and the Colts for the Texans, I think that's what it was a close game.
It was a lot of bad luck between those 2 teams, and honestly, I knew it was gonna be a neck to neck type of game, and. But we almost lost that one.
But nonetheless, I did expect the win. Yeah. I did from the Colts, and the Bears. I did also. I do. I did expect it. I think that this game, though, the Vikings, like I said, will kind of propel the Houston Texans further. Like, because everybody, that's why they're. I think that the attention also for the Texans hasn't been as loud as it should because of the teams that they've played. Because they're winning. Because they've been winning, so why am I not hearing them as much as I do, as much as I was in the off season? And eyes have gone away from the Texans. I think this weekend will propel them further, and all eyes will be on the Texans.
Yeah.
All eyes will be winning the Vikings, beating the Vikings is gonna propel them to another level.
Yeah. Definitely.
Especially
it'll set the momentum of what kind of team they actually
are.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Especially like I said, the Vikings beating the 49ers last week shows it's gonna show off a lot.
Yeah.
It's just beating them, and then the Houston beating the Vikings. Oh man, sheesh. That's gonna propel them to a new level, a new set of heights.
Yeah. It's like I said, and when it comes to the NFL, the 18 games, each game is important because it really sets the tone and momentum how the season's going to go.
Correct.
And the playoffs are, I can't say, the playoffs are right around the corner.
In football, that's the problem because, well, they prolonged it. It's more 17 weeks now.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, that's only 17 games.
Yeah.
That's only 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
And you lose one, you go down to only possibility of 16 games being won. You lose another, there's only a possibility of 15. There's only a possibility. It goes down. The more you lose, the more pressure it gets. With each loss is very effective. Effective, in other words, in better terms. It affects you a lot. A lot, each one. And you're right, on a week-to-week basis is how the head should be. Whether you win or lose, your next game should always be on your mind because you need to win as many games as possible.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there.
Yeah. But look at Fairbairn, won us that game because, like I said, that Bears defense is nothing to joke about. It's good. I honestly feel like Caleb Williams, if he had better weapons on that team, no disrespect to the players that they're playing with, I feel that it would have been a different story. Because Caleb Williams, he's a great quarterback. He is. But it would have been a real.
Well, I agree with you there. But like you see, the veteranship speaks loud. What did I say that he did? What one of the things that Stroud did not do?
Yeah.
Interceptions.
Yeah.
That imagine if he wouldn't have thrown those interceptions, it could have been a different ball game.
Yeah, way different ball.
But 2 interceptions are big. It's really big. If 1 is huge, 2 is big.
Well, you know what happened with Dallas?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's with Dallas. It wasn't as I don't think it was as big as this game because like this was a close game. But with Dallas, it shows because of who Dak is.
Yeah.
And he's a veteran. He's getting paid what he is.
Yeah.
Especially this year, just coming off of that.
That kind of amount, you shouldn't be throwing in interceptions. Yeah.
You need to be doing the opposite of what you're doing. You need to be scoring, not throwing interceptions to get back in the ball game. No, he just doesn't want to get back in the ball game.
No.
Like,
but even not to going back to the Cowboys game, you can tell right off the bat in his face that he got into his own head because he was like he had this expression of fear, of dread, and that's the same expression you've seen when he went up against the Packers that last season.
I mean, I honestly don't understand. I really don't understand why Dak's still in the NFL. I mean, maybe a lot of commentators, the way they spoke of them highly, that any team would get him. Maybe I do believe maybe other teams would have gotten him, but I really do not believe he's a caliber level at elite.
At elite.
Yeah. I really don't, because I have yet to see, like I said, I have yet to see a game especially in the playoffs, like when we need him the most, of course. Was one of the biggest things. But let's just keep it where it's positive, where he just goes on like he does his best, which is the regular season. Even in regular season games, if you notice, we never win because we say he won us the game. Dak won us the game. We never go like he won us the game. When the ball is on his hands, he must win us the game. Like this weekend, if he would have continued going on a shootout, at the fourth quarter, our defense created that interception, made 2 more stops. That could have tied the game up.
They could have,
because they were winning us by 3. At the end, it would have 3 touchdowns and a point. And a point. So those are three downs, 3 conversions that we could have made touchdowns on. But one of them gave it back. The other one, like he 3 and out, and then at the end he just he just
gave up. He just thought.
At the end
they couldn't rush.
Well, it was too late. On top of everything,
that's how bad it was. They sat him down.
You know what? Just get down. Sit. You should
get it. You just think about it. Just watch those plays.
Go enjoy your money.
Yeah.
But I still don't get it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people would say, I'm too harsh against him. It was more than him, but he's in a leadership role, like I said, and I don't think he's worth what he's getting paid.
Yeah. Well, continuing with tackling and pretty much money wise or football and quarterbacks, there was a situation that happened on Thursday night with Tua Tagovailoa. Sorry if I butchered his name correctly.
I agree. This is a great topic. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes.
That concussion he suffered, and we witnessed the other concussion before because we actually seen that game. Like
he had more than one.
He had more. And they put him back in, and that's what put him back down. And this last the fourth tackle in his fourth concussion. The fourth in his lifetime. No. And the way he went about it, it was Hamilton, the one from Buffalo.
Yeah.
And the impact.
His knee, on his knee and his leg, kind of leg right.
It was kind of like his chest, an area where he hit him like that. And he just started doing that fencing technique when he went down. And I look at the replay and the way it impacted. It wasn't it was hard, but it wasn't hard enough to say oh man, okay, I can't blame her having a concussion like that. But that means he's already prone to having concussions like that. And
I agree.
Depending the way he got popped those other times and all that, he's prone to the concussions now, which is pretty bad.
No, the NFL needs to step in.
Yeah,
the NFL needs to step in.
Do you think the NFL should step in already and tell them, hey,
I do believe.
Pump the brakes,
I'm sorry. Not even if I'm sorry. The owner, the coach, this is a person, dude. This is a person. This is someone. It's a real life person. He cannot play anymore. No. He needs to leave the NFL. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He needs to get out. He cannot play anymore. He cannot. I'm sorry. I whether he wants to or not, something needs to be done. Whoever it is, they have to let him go. They have to let him go.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. Just because the fact of how many he's had in such a short time, his fourth concussion, and even at that, the way he landed and the way his body.
I was already that he shouldn't be in the NFL, but
since that concussion that we seen, not the one that happened this past Thursday, the one that we seen. What was it?
Well,
2022 was it last year?
No, that was last year. I believe it was last year. It was last year.
Yeah.
And going back, you're right. That wasn't even a strong hit. It wasn't a hit that you would say, "Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
What's going on?" It wasn't that much of a strong. It was a regular hit.
You could say, "Hey, man, it was a legal hit. You hit him kind of hard. Look what happened because of that kind of thing." Yeah.
No, I don't. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% right there. And I do believe somebody needs to step in. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, terminate the contract because I believe he just signed a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
I believe if I'm correct. I don't know how much.
I believe he gets a little bit more than half due to injury.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that pride's in the way. Pride tends to cloud a lot
Or
of
you know
judgment
what?
calls. You know what I mean? But it won't make him less of a player or make him less of a man if he retires because of that injury. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I'd rather wake up next to my wife and hadn't seen my kids. If I don't know if he has kids, but like I'd rather have that than dying, going into a coma, or having long term effects later on.
No, yeah,
That'll affect me later on as a
and that's
functioning
more than
adult.
likely gonna happen already.
Yeah, it probably already
It
is.
probably already is. It
Yeah,
probably already will.
yeah. He like honestly, he shouldn't even have been playing this season due to the impact that it was. Should have just let him like
Okay, now
recover from that, because that kind of injury, it's
no,
bad. It's really bad.
if one concussion is horrible, two concussions are horrible.
No,
I think he's already had 4 or 5.
He's on number 4. He's on number 4.
Jesus, oh man, no, I mean that, and then the way he just looked, like you said, like this hit wasn't that hit that big.
Yeah, that wasn't that big. Like that's him. He's more prone to concussions now.
Here is my alternative question to you.
Mm-hmm.
How about how would you think that it would be okay to put him as a backup?
No,
I think he should still be out in a still not playing. But due to his injury, at least he would probably be useful to go ahead and have him there to at least train whoever goes in.
A trainer, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm more and more having him as a backup. The reason being is like he does go back in the field. I mean, if he is gonna go back in the field, I rather him just need to go as a backup if anything happens. You know what I mean? I guess in that sense.
Put him third string, the Trey Lance route. Have him there.
If they can afford it, because I don't even know if they can.
No, just not get paid that much amount, but like have him there.
Well, the thing is that he's still gonna get. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because either way,
renegotiate the contract if this.
I mean, I would, if I was him, for the benefit of terminating the contract, get some money, get out, and like you said, for your family.
Yeah.
For your family, man. For your family. Yeah. Honestly, you don't want to. I mean, I don't even know how bad is it already, or how bad it's gonna get later on because of the injuries. Other players that didn't have these kind of injuries have had it worse later on in life.
Yeah.
So God knows how he will be right so far already in this route that he is. Imagine if it happens. No.
Because I've read also too. He's like, he's not planning on to retire and all that. I'm like, yeah. I think that's when the NFL. I think Roger Goodell should step in and be like, hey, you know what? Hey, that's even if he does pass the exam or something like that, that's just like the one exam, but you don't know like how well he is,
how severe
home,
it is,
how severe it is.
I mean, like even people have been doing, like seeing this, trying this, experimenting on, on all these kinds of things, concussions and all this on NFL players, and they still don't have a straight answer.
No, they don't. They don't.
So honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable with the test saying that I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really wouldn't. I would rather, that's what I give props. Like I said I understand. Although I hated to see him go, Van Der Rush.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah. Same.
He called it. He hung up his jersey, and although I hated with a passion, hey, he did it for his own family, and props. You know what I mean?
For his own health. Yeah, me like I understand. I understand completely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't gonna make you less of a player, or less of a man, or like and all that stuff, just because you chose your health, your well-being for the rest of your life. Hey, how many more seasons are you gonna play?
No.
Like, despite the injuries, like, no.
And then after you're done, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? No matter what you do, even if you're a Hall of Famer, even if you fans forget about you, and shame on fans who push that. Who would say otherwise? That you know what? Hey, no, he already got paid. He needs to go. Or I want him to play.
No, those aren't fans at all. No, those aren't fans at all.
I would hope no fan says that. Or be on that side of the fence. Because everybody should be worried about his health. And hey, everybody has a family. He has a family.
Yeah.
And you know what? He needs to be there for them.
Yeah, and I agree completely. And like I said, if it's pride that wants to keep him there, be like, you know what, I want to stay here because I'm okay and all that stuff. No, you're not. You're not.
I'm sorry, but in there he need to step in, and Tua. I mean, I understand him wanting to continue to play the sport he loves and everything, but he's got to think more on his family side.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't want to call him selfish. I don't want to, because I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy. I really, I'm sure he is. But you know what? He needs to start thinking and focusing more on his families.
Mm.
I really do hope he does retire or hang up his jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. And me as a football fan, in general, like I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him.
Nobody should.
No,
Nobody should.
Because you know what? Yeah, he took the Dolphins to a great distance away, as much as he could.
He did what he could do.
He
man.
did do, and unfortunately, sometimes those situations you're caught in,
Look, if it was Dak, nonetheless, I'd probably give him less, less crap, but. I would still pull for him to go ahead and retire, not because I really do want him gone, but because it's best for his family.
Like I said, as a fan of football, and as a man in general, like, hey,
exactly,
man, it's okay.
A family, somebody. I get you. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
In all honesty, he needs to hang up his jersey.
Yeah. So
I even heard. Otherwise, I mean, of course, you always hear articles, you always hear things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they were saying is that they were in talks with Colin Kaepernick.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, that was
that was just a rumor. That was just a rumor.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember seeing that.
So that's the rumor right now.
Rumor, yeah.
But I mean, is it too far off? Because I mean, it's not that surprising. Because if you think about it, who else is left?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know who else is left out there. I mean, there's very few quarterbacks, and that's the problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
Before I felt like you had a lot to choose from. Now you don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so you never know. I mean, let's see what's in store on the future for the Dolphins. But definitely, I do think he should think about a lot more his future.
Yeah. Well, on a brighter note, let's pick it up here.
let's pick up the momentum here.
On to baseball. Back to baseball. And it involves the Astros. I know we're usually covered a lot of Texas teams, but the Mets are honoring Grimace at CT Field by giving him his own chair. His section 302 is going to be purple. And Grimace, exactly. Well, what makes me think okay, is he like the new mascot of the Mets? What about Mr. Mets? What about Mr. Mets? Are you replacing him? Or should the Astros go the same route? Who should they get? Mr. Pollo?
Mr. Pollo.
Or Pluckers. Hey, Pluckers. Hey. Does Pluckers have a mascot? For the record, we're not making fun of Pluckers.
No, I love Pluckers.
Yeah, I love Pluckers. As you can tell, we love Pluckers.
I love Pluckers. You talk bad about Pluckers, man.
We're not. We're just saying, should the Astros go that route to have two mascots?
Put a wing
bucket
seat.
A bucket of buffalo wings there.
A bucket and then a wing popping out.
Even at that, does Pluckers have its own mascot?
No, it doesn't.
No.
I don't think it does.
Then who would mascot?
It should be.
It should.
Well, I don't know. We got Popeyes, but no. What mascot is Popeyes?
Well, Popeye. Bye. Well, there you go.
There you go. Popeyes. Hello, Burger King. Have it your way.
The king.
I don't know about Wendy's.
Yeah. Well, that was just a thought, though.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Hey, food for that. Oh, man. Well, guess what, my man? Don Freddy. It's time for our favorite segment of the show. Ponte pilas en ese mijo. Where we discuss who should get their act together and who's doing great. Now, once again, the roller coaster of emotion keeps going down.
Tell me about it.
Let's start with the bad news.
Yes. Let's go on a high note.
Yeah, we're going on a high note. Yeah. Who is going to be the one that takes home the Ponte Pilas Award this week?
I think it should go to the one and only
Dak Prescott, Scott. Pretty sure not surprised.
Dakota Prescott.
Dakota Prescott.
Dakota. You know we're mad at you when you say the whole name.
Say full name, like North Dakota.
It more went south.
Yeah. No, he needs to Ponte Pilas because that abysmal performance that he had, as we said earlier, as you said earlier as well.
Yes.
It's you. Come on, man. You're getting paid this much amount of money, and you're making those kind of plays, and you're being outplayed. And the way the Don Freddy here said, Derek Carr is showing what kind of quarterback can do with that kind of amount of money.
What a quarterback that gets paid, a quarterback that's worth that amount of money.
Exactly.
How he should play.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been reading a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of journalists, sports journalists discussing how they're sick of Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys for the same reasons that they do phenomenal throughout the whole season, but when it matters and really counts, what do they end up doing? They end up choking.
Yep.
Why? Because of Dak Prescott. And as I said earlier, you saw the dread that he got into his head. I recognized that face before, and I'm like, okay, it's over. It's over.
The thing is, and I'll say it again, and this is the reason why I put it all on Prescott again. It's not because I'm picking on him or because I hate Dak Prescott. I mean, anybody could have been in that spot where he's at, and I would talk about him the same if he was doing the same as Dak.
Yeah,
it's like you said, he's getting paid the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a quarterback leadership position, and on top of that, the consistency of never it being able to be the offense to pick up that momentum.
Yeah.
It's always the defense. If the defense is doing good, the offense is doing good. If the defense is doing bad, the offense cannot pick up that slack and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you see them score, Carr scoring every set of yardage, every time he gets the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same. You're getting paid more than him.
Yeah. You're
getting paid more than him. So, what does that say? You know what? You're not worth. Well, he's worth more than you. And how much is he getting paid? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, that's how I see it. I'm sorry. That's
agree.
how I'm seeing it.
No, you're not the only one that sees it that way. Like I see it too, and I bet you a whole bunch of other Cowboys fans see the same thing too.
And what kills me is that we've said this before. So I mean, this extension really, like, here we go. Like again, and
to quote him, here we go.
And like I said, and going back to the playoffs, I put it again there on him for many reasons. I've said it all again. 4 interceptions. Come on, in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. In the playoffs, 4 interceptions. Mm-hmm. How do you expect to win?
Yeah.
How do you expect to win with 2 interceptions? Not only that, when you have a chance to when you have a chance to score and make that turnover to catch up. Mm-hmm. And your defense is finally go ahead and being able to stop them and giving you that chance to go ahead and win or catch up, and you throw it away.
Yeah.
You can't throw those opportunities away. That's what makes a winning quarterback. And
yeah, and I feel like, and we discussed it too last week before with that contract extension when it was like game 1, that does he deserve it? Like, out of how many years, how many Super Bowls has he brought the Cowboys?
Nope.
How many?
Nope.
Not playoff wins. No. How many Super Bowls has he brought to him?
No.
Nothing.
No. How many playoff wins? Let's go with that.
Oh, how many playoff wins?
2.
There you go.
And like I said, and then we go back to another thing that I said last week. Mm-hmm. How much has he already gotten paid? Mm-hmm. How much? Oh, a little bit. I think over 450, maybe 500, $500,000, close to $500,000.
Yeah,
already. A total of, I think it was 12 or 13 years that we were talking about, because he had 5 years his first year because he won his franchise.
Yeah,
and I believe where they give him something like that. A 3-year contract. That's why he has a not number. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna go to 13 years. Okay, he wins 1 Super Bowl out of those 13 years, $500,000. You as a fan start to question, was it really worth it?
Yeah.
Could you have done more with other people? Mm-hmm. Could you have? Would we have? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we would have found
definitely.
somebody else. Yeah, because it takes time to find a new quarterback.
Oh, it does. It does.
It takes you probably a couple of years, maybe
And
2, 3
then
years.
start from scratch to build up around them.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. I don't even know that they needed to because I mean they were all set. I mean the Cowboys were all set. We just needed a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We just need somebody to throw the ball, man.
Yeah.
We needed somebody to throw the ball accurately and not intercept it, not throw interceptions. So the question goes in there: even if he does win a Super Bowl, would it have? Is it worth that? Is it worth what he got paid, and how many years it took him to do that?
Yeah.
And over the course of how many years of chances that he had, is it worth it?
It's been a long drought.
I think that's the best.
It's been a long drought, and a lot of Cowboys fans are just to a certain point just frustrated.
Yeah, there's a lot of frustration in the fan base. A lot of people giving up too.
Yeah.
And you know what kills it is the sports hosts like anything we do good, it's not good enough.
Oh, then
bad. There you go.
The spotlight, like with the whole gotcha.
Yes,
the whole gotcha method of what.
So that really, especially a fan that's never like me. I'm never gonna, no matter win, lose, stinking, winning.
Well, yeah, but that's the way a fan should be.
How a fan should be.
Yeah.
Of course, nonetheless, there's bandwagons.
There's bandwagon
fans. Of course, but whatever. It's okay. You know what? It is what it is. It's all around the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. It really does sting. It adds more fire to that ammunition, and that's what I think frustrates fans, real fans more.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you on that. But after this performance this past Sunday, it's just a lot of why.
Yeah,
and a lot of. Ugh.
But like I said, we don't know how far this at the end of this year. If the Saints have almost beaten everybody, or they beat certain teams, or the toughest teams, hey, I mean although it was by a lot, I mean, hey, that'll be okay.
Yeah.
Now, if they go out the wagon and they start losing to certain teams too, the same way as the good teams, but in a negative way, then I'm gonna start worrying. I'm gonna be like, where the hell are we? Yeah, you know what I mean. But we go to the same thing. They're a new, and I do believe they're an upcoming force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. How much of a force? That's the question that nobody knows. Mm-hmm. That's yet to be seen because it's been years since we've seen the Saints at a high caliber level.
Are the Cowboys going to face them again this season? Or
No, because they're not in our division. So we just face them once. Everybody that's not in our division
is only one.
It's only one time. Yeah, so Saints, they're not in our division. We won't see them. Probably we won't even see them next. Well, that depends how good of because I'm sure the Saints are. Like I said, I have expectations of the Saints doing really well. Mm-hmm. So if we do really well too, again we go 12-5. Yeah, we probably will see them again next season. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure if that's the case. Mm-hmm. But if we have a crappy season after this and everything goes down, we're probably not gonna see them because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a high caliber season. They're gonna have a good season.
Well, we're going to see how Dak improves, hopefully, with this season.
I have no expectations since, like I said, I see, even against the Browns, I saw where they left off last season. I mean, they weren't better, they weren't worse. They were this. The offense looked the same. It looked the same. They picked up right with it. I'll give them that. Yeah. They picked up right where they left off. The defense was the one that I saw like, whoa.
Yeah.
Everybody was a part of it. And like I said, not only that, I mean, they were the Browns and they had Deshaun Watson. I don't know. I mean, there's two questions that it could be there. It's that the Browns, are they not at the level that they were last season? Mm-hmm. They dropped down to quite a few pegs.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, where the Cowboys just that good. But then again, the question goes back right now. That is still up in the air because the Saints, like I said, I don't know how good they are.
Yeah.
Maybe we do better against other set of teams that are less effective than they are. But
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and see.
Yeah.
The only thing that could tell is the more games they play, the more we can analyze and see how good our teams are gonna do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think this week is a big pivotal point of how the season it will go, the trajectory of both our teams,
Yeah.
both our Texas teams.
Yeah.
Texans need to win to go ahead and propel them to another level because I think these two games were practice. I feel like they needed to win and they should have won. Now this is the game that they need to win
to set the tone for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah. This is gonna set the tone big time, and this is what's gonna propel them. As well for the Cowboys, not only do they need another win, because of course wins are better, but this is Ravens. They're a tough team. Everybody says it. So this will also propel them to back in the talks of they're a high caliber team or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least the defense. At least the defense.
Well, this goes up to the positive note. The SS Mijo Award. It goes to our Texas kickers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Aubrey and Fairbairn, because wow, the ones that pretty much scored during the Dallas was Aubrey.
I mean, the only thing I
got that one touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
And same thing with Texas as well with Collins.
No, I mean it's so funny. It's like I saw Aubrey, I was like, oh well, at least we got 3 points. Yeah, I mean, I would have wanted a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I mean, every time it makes me feel nice that we have Aubrey out there. I know we're getting 3 points.
Yeah. That's same thing with Fairbairn. These past games, I'm all like, okay, I'm comfortable enough that he dominated pretty much last night. Homeboy was kicking with a loafer on. That was those kicks were rich. Those were rich.
Oh yeah.
They were just money. They kicking with a loafer. They're all money.
Wearing the same shoe for 25 years.
Yeah, exactly.
My lucky shoe.
Oh
no, good kickers.
Good kickers.
One of those kicks was a 59er, 59-yarder.
Yep.
That was a good kick, man.
Yeah. So it goes back to the whole 71. Could he have made it? Yeah, he would have made it. He would have made it.
That's an interesting question, man.
He would have made it. We all know he would have made it. Throw an Aubrey here for the Dallas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man, coulda, shoulda, woulda, man. Well, honestly, it wouldn't have. I don't think it would have. I think it would have only affected him mentally. I think that's why they didn't do it. Like for him, because he has no misses.
Yeah.
So if he would have missed it, I feel like he would have probably sent him down a different spiral. Maybe positively. I mean, maybe negatively. Maybe not.
He would have dacked out.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, first year good, and then boom, man.
Going to his mind. Just kidding. Well, anyhow, man, this has been a chunky, full, fun episode of Tailgate 956.
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you at the next Tailgate. My brother, let's go catch those Stros and Padres games.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe get some pluckers.
Some pluckers.
Some wings. All the stock of wings got me.
I wish they knew pluckers.
All the stock of wings got me in the